What is time? Albert Einstein demonstrated that time is an illusion. It is relative. It can vary for various observers relying upon your speed through space. To Einstein, time is the fourth dimension. Space is depicted as a three-dimensional field, which gives a traveler with coordinates, for example, length, width, and height, demonstrating area. Einstein's theory of special relativity says that time slows down or accelerates relying upon how quick you move comparative with something different. Moving toward the speed of light, an individual inside a spaceship would age much more slow than his twin at home. Light travels at a speed of 186,282 miles for every second in a vacuum. Time slows down in direct proportion with speed. The general theory of relativity deals with gravitational fields, and tries to demonstrate that time is slower in the fields of greater gravitation. Time is therefore a relative conception, as indicated in the Quran. Hours differ and days are conceived differently according to the medium, place, and speed involved. He governs the earth, the brain, from the heaven, through the cosmic electromagnetic energy, emanating from the qualities of the names in the form of celestial constellations, star signs, that affect the second brain in the gut, and thus one's consciousness, or from an internal perspective, through the names that become manifest in one's brain based on the holographic reality. Then it will ascend to him in a time, the extent of which is 1,000 years. If we analyze the theory of relativity from a philosophical perspective, apparently the theory has somewhat overthrown the shroud of old-style materialism from the essence of science, and has carried it closer to reality, in the spiritual sense of the word. Philosopher Allama Muhammad Iqbal, in his philosophical analysis of Einstein's theory, spoke of it in the following words in his famous work, The Reconstruction of Religious Thought in Islam. The theory of relativity by merging time into space-time has damaged the traditional notion of substance, more than all the arguments of the philosophers. Matter, for common sense, is something which persists in time and moves in space, but for modern relativity physics, this view is no longer tenable. A piece of matter has become not a persistent thing with varying states, but a system of interrelated events. The old solidity is gone, and with it the characteristics that to the materialist made matter seem more real than fleeting thoughts. Allah is the Nur is knowledge, life, the essence comprising of knowledge data, of the heavens and the earth, the example of his light, the existence and manifestation of his knowledge, is like a lantern, the brain, in which there is a lamp, individual consciousness, and that lamp is within a glass, universal consciousness. That glass, universal consciousness, is like a star made of pearl, name compositions given functions according to their creational purposes. Lit from an olive tree, the consciousness of unity within the essence of man. Neither of the east or the west, free from time and location. The tree's oil, the observation of the reality in consciousness, would almost glow even if untouched by fire. It is light, upon light. The individualized manifestation of the knowledge of the names, Allah, the names, the various compositions of the structural qualities constituting existence, within the essence of man, enables the realization of his nur, the knowledge of his reality, to whom he wills. Allah provides mankind with examples. Allah knows all. The most interesting phenomenon with regards to the theory of relativity is the steadiness of the speed of light. The point to be noted here is that in practically all holy sacred texts, God has compared his presence to light. As indicated by Iqbal, light is the nearest thing to the absolute, subsequently the case of light in holy scriptures, including the previously mentioned notable light verse of Surah Nur. Personally, I think the description of God as light, in the revealed literature of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, must now be interpreted differently. The teaching of modern physics is that the velocity of light cannot be exceeded, and is the same for all observers whatever their own system of movement. Thus, in the world of change, light is the nearest approach to the absolute. The metaphor of light as applied to God, therefore must in view of modern knowledge, be taken to suggest the absoluteness of God, and not his omnipresence, which easily lends itself to a pantheistic interpretation. This life is but a dream, a state of sleep, but how unfortunate that man's eyes open only when they are about to be closed.